Darren Bent, the floor is yours. What did you make of the whole performance last night?
Well, yeah, I mean, first and foremost, they got the job done. So you have to say, okay, well done. But if you look at the performance, it wasn't great again. And they've had it was, for me, it was a typical Manchester United performance of late. Like they win, but it's like when they beat Norwich, weren't great, just about got the win in the end. Beat Villa last night, not great. Drew with Newcastle, just about scraped a point, and they lost to Wolves quite convincingly. So it's a typical Manchester United performance. I'm not quite sure what they're trying to do in terms of going forward. The pattern of play, he keeps persisting with his formation. That's clearly not working. And as you said there, some of the individual performances, I mean, Marcus Rashford right now just looks like he has no confidence whatsoever. His decision making is not quite there. Like, he's not smiling. I remember when you look at videos of him when he first burst on the scene, and then when he was playing really well, the one thing that he had on his face was a smile. Like, he looked happy. At the minute, he just looks like he's got the world on his shoulders. Like, as I said, his decision making isn't quite there. But someone who was really frustrating me last night was Fernandes, because he's there waving his arms about like crazy, moaning at everyone. If I was one of his teammates, I'd have to say to him, like, why are you moaning at me for? I'm only running because you keep giving the ball away. Every single time he gets the ball, he tries something, he gives it away, but then he's moaning. I think there's one situation in the second half where Villa were pushing, playing really well, pushing, and he just clipped it down the line to nobody and started moaning as if to just run after it. So I think he's a problem. But right now, I mean, for Ralph Rangnick, if you looked at his record on paper, it actually looks half decent. But if you kind of delve and look at the performances, they haven't been great at all. What's
going on with Marcus Rashford and your experience as a player that's been in a number of dressing rooms, had some brilliant players around you, been that player yourself? What's happened? Because is it a loss of form? Ali was talking about this earlier on. Is it a loss of confidence?
Well, listen, you have to say something I can't remember. I can't remember a footballer who's done so much in such a short space of time in terms of on the pitch and off the pitch. Because off the field, what he's done with the kids and obviously the feeding of the kids, and that must take its toll because he was so heavily involved in that. Now, to do that and also be one of the best players about at the most high-profile football club on the planet, it must be difficult. But taking that, what he's done off the pitch aside, when he is playing at the minute, he just looks like, even when he got his goal, I think it was against Leicester, I thought, right, that might kickstart his season because he needed that. And most players, when they're going for a bit of a barren run, and Ali will know this, when you're centre forward and you're going for a barren run, when you score a goal, it kind of breathes that confidence back into you. You go, right, I've got my mojo back, let's go. But him at the minute, he just doesn't look anywhere. He looks like a shell of himself, and if he continues this form up, he won't be going to Qatar. Absolutely not. At the minute, it's just not breaking for him. He's overthinking things maybe. And it is tough to watch because someone who's got bags of ability, because we've seen it over the years how good he can be, he's an absolute shell of himself at the minute.
It's a funny one, Benty. I watched it a few times and I didn't necessarily agree with what was said, and I'll give you my explanation for it. I think he should have reacted quicker. I still don't think he'd have got it, because I don't think the ball came off Martinez far enough. However, where I don't mind him not getting in immediately is because I think he held his run, because I think he wanted to just keep the space, stand still, so Greenwood could potentially find him.
Yeah.
Because I think the defenders were heading back to the goal, so he didn't. Naturally, 9 times out of 10, you would continue your run for some not the goalkeeper. But I think he just held his position, stood still, wanting the ball back to him. It didn't come. That's when he should have reacted. He still wouldn't have got the ball, in my opinion, but his actions told me a lot. The fact that he didn't even react to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with his initial lack of movement, if you like, because I think he was trying to stand still to receive the ball. However, he didn't react to it properly. And I said, Benty, beforehand, I'm just a little bit concerned because it looks more than a loss of form to me, mate.
Yeah, you know a little bit more deep-rooted.
Yes. Do you know what I mean, mate?
Yeah.
I mean, you're absolutely right. We've all go through periods in our careers where your form dips and you're up and down and things like that. But it just looks a little bit more due to the body language. Because you can have a loss of form, but your body language is okay because you're running about. You want to see, right, I want to try this, I want to do that, I want to try and put this right. But it just looks as if he actually looks as though he's unhappy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm looking at him now. He's on the TV now. I'm having a look at him, and as you said there, he does. He looks unhappy. It looks like he's a little bit unsure of himself and what to do. But I mean, for me, the greatest thing ever was scoring goals. I absolutely loved it. But when you even see him score a goal, like they showed his goal against, I think it was Spurs, great finish. There was no kind of excitement in his face that he scored a goal. He was just kind of like, okay, I've scored a goal.
100%, Benty, man. And I hate it, and I keep getting back to it, right? I get back to my hero, right, Kenny Dalglish. I mean, his face used to light up the stadium, man, when he scored, right? That smile of his, it lit up the whole place, and you knew there was somebody that lived for scoring goals and winning games of football. Now, I'm not saying that's a be-all and end-all, but at the same time, I think Martial's another one,
Yeah.
Benty. Do you know what I mean? If you can't enjoy scoring goals, I mean, you're in the wrong game. You've got to lighten up and smile. And I know it's not everything, of course it's not, but it does go a long way because the fans want to see you celebrate, the fans want to see you enjoying it. And I just think Marcus Rashford in particular, just now, Benty, I just think he's going through a period. Effectively, it looks to me as though he's not enjoying his football.
Absolutely, and you talk about scoring goals. Listen, he's got probably the greatest goal scorer of all time there every day watching him. And now Ronaldo scored 800 goals plus.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, he probably celebrates that 805th
Correct.
goal like he celebrated his first one.
100%.
And you know what I mean, Rashford's got. I know he probably won't get to that level, but when you look at someone who scored that many goals and the excitement it brings them, every single one of them, over 800 times, you've got to think to yourself, maybe there is something more to this, because as you said, he doesn't look happy, he looks sad, and he looks like he's not enjoying his football.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.